আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL Soccer Night.
Welcome back. It's the second part of the ILFL Soccer Show, the national show as it is this evening, because we're talking about the UK-Bangladeshi football championships. And just in case, I pointed out in the first section of the show that we had teams that came from lots of different regions right across the country. And I understand you didn't see the slide. So here it is. I'm going to show you on the screen now the slide that shows you all of the teams taking part and representing the various regions. And there they are, as you can see, the 5 teams from the Greater London area. It's got the Essex caption there, but you can see 2 teams from Essex and Cambridge are taking part. And then we've got the teams that make up, we call it the Midlands, loosely speaking. Galacticos, Luton, Coventry, Birmingham, Hearts United, St Albans and Northampton. And then it says Yorkshire, but it is only West Yorkshire, because Oldham are not in Yorkshire, are they? But there you go. There are the teams. And just going to tell you now that we have a number of guests in the studio to speak with, so I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to whiz you right around the studio and have a chat with everybody from right up from the top of the country down to the south, but I'm going to start with the person right to my left, and that's Alam, who's come down from Milton Keynes. Good evening, sir. You're a regular on the show now, so maybe I don't even have to introduce you. You can almost introduce yourself. Listen, thanks very much. Always said it. Great partnership that we had last year in putting the tournament again. This time round, you're involved again. What are you looking for out of the tournament this time round?
Personally, I think it's going to be a great competition because the tournament's come to the capital city. And as we know, the Bengali Boys of London, they think they're the best. So it's going to be a very, very hard competition. You know what I mean? I personally think, you know, London boys don't travel, right? They never did. So we come into their turf, and I personally think a team from outside London will take it this year as well.
Excellent. That's a great introduction. Good fighting talk. But we need to get some reaction to all of that, shouldn't we? So let's speak to one of those from one of those London teams. We have representatives from the London Tigers here this evening. Mesbah, I'm looking at you as you are the man with mic in hand, poised and ready to respond.
I don't know. I can't respond to Alom because Alom is quite strong with his views, and I agree with him. So maybe, you know, London boys will have to wake up and maybe change his views. So we were very close last year, but I think just on the tournament's point of view, I was just talking to my friends here as well. About the concept of the tournament, and I think it's a good concept because you get a lot of young Bangladeshi players that are coming through. So a club like London Tigers has like 5 adult teams. All our players are all over the place, and there was a question even beginning of last year's tournament: where is London Tigers going to get the players from, the Bangladeshi players from? Because they don't see it in the ILFL leagues or the other ones. And I think that's the angle that, you know, it helped us because we actually picked up all those players and brought them in. And to be honest, there was no intention of us going to the final. It just happened with the flow for us. So obviously now I think the expectation from the club is, oh, we went to the final probably, and they're probably hungry to go and win it. So let's see. But I suppose the tournaments, teams from every other place as well will know the standard and they will strengthen it up. But I must say a big, you know, congratulations to MK Galacticos because they actually organised the tournament really well, and the hospitality that they gave last year and the way they organised it without any problems, and going from you're talking to a veteran now who's played in Bangladeshi tournament since 14 and knowing, you know, a silly tackle can create into a big conflict. And I think everyone's a little bit matured up in that sense now, that we've moved away from all of that. Slide tackles are slide tackles now, not really kicking you down. And I think that's something credit goes to MK Galacticos for actually organising it really well and lifted the tournament. And I think now everyone's quite looking forward for it, and so are we. I just want to give my Bangladeshi boys a good run out there against other Bangladeshi players and teams across the country. And I think this is something I'm looking forward for.
Good start. Let's, if you want to pass that microphone to your right, as we look to our left, we've got the guys from Luton, Aziz and Suto. Welcome. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, everyone.
You are involved. You are involved in the UK BFC Championship in London this year. How do you want to represent yourselves?
Well, we're Luton. We'll always be Luton. And I think a lot of people know Most likely, if I say two cameras by, you know who Luton are, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, after last year's tournament, which was a wonderful tournament organised by MK Galacticos, we were very, very privileged to be in the first place, to be invited to take part in that tournament. And obviously we got to the semis and lost to the eventual winners, which we all know who they were. I'll just say the name just for the sake of it, West Yorkshire.
And good win.
If Nasiba is watching this program, well done, lads, and we'll be you this year. I would just like to pass this on to my coach, and he'll give you a few words about the team, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously I was involved last year as well for the Luton City, from Luton, and if we think about the boys, I know the boys are watching at home today, and it's caused a kind of when it's going to start. We've got a team together now, and we're really looking forward to it. I know Nasiba is watching in West Yorkshire, and last year they were lucky. Won the goal. I think it was 4 minutes into extra time. Took it to penalties, and they beat us on penalties. It's not going to happen this year.
And I'm just sorry, I remember that penalty shootout, and what a penalty shootout. The two keepers were fantastic in that shootout.
I remember the goal. The goal was to get. We were 1-0 up, and the goal he scored was amazing. So our boys are watching. They're ready. We're coming down. We enjoyed it. I think it was one of the tournaments that we've been. We go around a lot. It's one of the best tournaments we've been, and especially the Bengali community being involved with it as well, and getting the youngsters involved as well. So we had a lot of young guys from last year, and they've matured over the year, and I think it's going to be a good tournament. And the London teams, we're going to keep it. It's not going to stay in London. It's coming out of London.
Can I just ask you this question? You said you went out in the semi-finals to Yorkshire, so I don't know whether sometimes some people think, well, it could and probably should have been us. Do you feel then that you can justify yourselves this year and make it all the way then?
Definitely. If we didn't think we could, we wouldn't have entered. We know we can. We've matured a bit more as well, and I think the players-wise, we know what we needed to do. We dominated that semi-final. We know we did. We should have won it. And Alombai would say that I saw that game.
I personally think they were very unlucky. I think it was about 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left. And it was a wonder goal from Yorkshire.
I remember the game, like I said, it was one of those games where I watched it for about 20, 30 minutes and I thought it was a great advert for the whole tournament. It really was a good game of football. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I was going to say I was going to put you out of your misery, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to bring it all back for you because I'm being prompted in my ear that we do have the video clip of the final last year with West Yorkshire. So maybe you can have a look at where you could and should have been and maybe just squirm a little bit in your seat. We do have some footage, some highlights of the final last year. It was held at the MK Dons Stadium. Here's the final between West Yorkshire and London Tigers. Roll the VT. beating there. Let's talk to some more of the guys who are involved in the tournament this year. And now, this is almost like the Eurovision Song Contest. We now go to Northampton, if you like, and we're going to speak to Abbas. Abbas, do you have the mic?
Yes, I do.
You do. Good evening. Welcome. I heard some good things about Northampton as probably one of the more organised teams in the tournament, as in their terms of response and getting everything sorted and into the league very quickly as well. You need to be commended.
Thanks for that. Firstly, I just want to say a big thank you for having us on the show. It's a privilege. I'm pretty sure everyone would agree with me back home. It's a privilege to be part of this tournament, to be playing with some of the best Bengali players in the UK. I think, you know, I like the rivalry between the London teams here, but you can't discount us Northampton, because our boys have been put through their paces, and they just don't discount us. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I like it all. I want everybody to big themselves up. You know, I'd like to see 7 teams in the final. If we can have that, that would be great. I know you were saying just in the break there, Alam, that this is one of the teams that has a really good development structure in terms of the Bangladeshi boys that they have involved. Northampton
is called, they're called Jamia FC, and
yes,
I follow them very well. They're the only team that play in a competitive Sunday FA league with all Bengali players, and I think they're doing really good. I think they're roughly...
We started off really well. We were actually top. Currently we're about mid-table. I think we've got one more game left, so after that game we're going to be preparing for this championship, the Bengali championship, so yeah.
And coming to do very well in it. Listen, thank you very much. It's nice to hear from you. Glad to have you involved. There are lots of people that I need to speak to, so I am going to scoot it on very quickly from you. But I just wanted to say to everybody at home, you can see the tournament is represented nationally, and it's nice to have somebody also involved who can represent the national game, if you like. How can I give this credence? FA coach, tutor, mentor, working very hard and diligently in all sorts of programs for the Football Association, ranging from anti-racism programs to football development to the current Women in Sport initiative. There can only be one person that I'm talking about. That is the person sitting next to me, and that's Manisha Taylor. Was that a good introduction?
Yeah, that was a very good introduction.
Listen,
yeah.
I suppose I could say more about you. Listen, thank you very much for coming and getting involved and showing your support for the tournament. What does this mean to you to be involved?
I think, you know, Alam invited me last year to the final, and I just think it's a real credit to the Bangladeshi community. And I think, you know, it really does epitomise community cohesion. And if we're talking about, you know, football and bring communities together, then this is a tournament that most definitely does that. And there's teams from, you know, all over the place. And there isn't another tournament, especially a community-based one, that I'm aware of anyway. I mean, you know, people might correct me if I'm wrong, that actually does do that. So it's definitely very symbolic of community bringing communities together.
And you're also involved in deciding the fate of these teams in the tournament, as you're going to be pulling the names out of the hat and putting people together, as it were, yes?
I know, no pressure. So anyone who's watching, please, you know...
Absolutely, all pressure and any complaints, you know who to write to. We need to speak to more people from around the country. We're going to move the mic right along. Who have we got there? Tushad? No, we're going right down here. Do you know what? No, let's talk to Bromley. One of the other London teams that were here, Hamid. Hello, sir.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm very good. I know you tried very hard to hide in the corner, but the camera can find you. So, let's talk about Bromley. You've heard a lot of the other teams talking about how they're going to come down and make London humble themselves. I know you're a very humble person in yourself, Hamid, but what do Bromley want to get out of this tournament themselves?
I guess since the tournament's been played, we've always been participating, and we were the first winners. So we do like to travel, and we won it in Milton Keynes, just to let everyone know.
I like it. This is why we have shows like this, and we invite the guests that we have. I'll move the mic along from you, and I'm sure Alan will want to see you in a dark corner somewhere outside a little bit later. Listen, just very quickly, I want to go to Silla FC in front of you. Sajad, Joel, guys, well done. You're one of my favourites. You may have heard me talk on this show in past weeks about Select and the way you guys play football and how you go about it and the competitive streak that there is in your team. In less than 100 words, how are you going to do in the tournament?
Oh, we're just newcomers for this tournament this year, to be honest. We just made this team about a year ago. 5 friends got together. I'd like to thank Kamal, Shahzada, Joel and Shuel and myself, Sajjad, putting this team together. Last year I played for MK Galacticos, Alan Bai, so thanks for letting me play for your team last year. This year, guys, we're newcomers, but yeah, keep an eye on us as well. So.
I will echo that. They are one of the dark horses in the tournament. Very good team when they get going. As there are, listen, there are so many people who are looking forward to this tournament. I can't wait. They're making me excited now. We're going to have to take a break. We've got 4 sections to this show. We've got 2 down. We've got a 3rd section to come. We've got more people to talk to, and we still have the draw to come. It's all right here on your ILFL Soccer Night show. We'll be back.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL Soccer Night.